Just waiting for. Alright. Hello, everyone. Just getting started here. Let's see. Waiting for Lisa to join in, and then we'll talk. Hi, Lisa.
How are you, Rachel?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for doing this with us. This is awesome.
Of course. I
Um,
felt like maybe we should establish a code word if I start to get too boring talking about chocolate.
yeah. Well, we'll do something totally out off the wall, like pineapple.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I just love pineapples. Um,
I love pineapple too.
Hi everyone, thanks for getting in here. Just to get you
Hi, Alexa.
started,
Oh, hi, Kelly.
um, my name
And
is Raechel Kuehn. I'm here with Lisa from Good Good Chocolate. We're gonna talk all about her process. I'm gonna pick your brain kind of about what you do, and then we'll talk a little bit about wine and all that too. So, hello everyone, and we'll answer questions along the way. So please, if you have any questions, just pop in and type, and we'll get to it, as we go. But anyway, Lisa, tell us, how did you get started? You make the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
oh, thanks. Well, I worked in the pastry industry for a number of years. I worked in the hotel industry. And when I moved from Chicago to Los Angeles, I kind of decided that I wasn't going to work in a kitchen any longer because it was exhausting and thankless work.
Mhm.
And the longer I was out of the kitchen, the more I realized that that's actually ultimately where I belong. So my husband and I started rolling around ideas of making candy. He is also a pastry chef and my partner and helps me with this whole thing. And he has been carrying around the contents of a bakery with him for years in hopes that he would be able to do that at some point, and it just never happened. And we just kept hopping across the country. We moved to Chicago to Los Angeles to Philadelphia, and we just decided it was time to do something independently. And for some reason, I chose chocolate and never looked back. It just sort of feels very comfortable and where I belong. And creatively, it's limitless and also very difficult in a science way. So it's a good left and right brain activity. That's
Absolutely.
here I
And we
am.
have, I'm going to show everyone, I have a couple really beautiful bonbons you dropped off the other day. Like, these are absolutely gorgeous, and all the flavors. You do tons of custom flavors, and how do you even decorate these? They're like works of art.
Everything is decorated by hand. First, everything is made in a polycarbonate mold. So um, we purchase colored cocoa butter, which I think I have behind me. Um, we purchase it from a company, and it comes in many, many different colors. But basically, before you use any chocolate or chocolate byproduct, the chocolate has to be tempered, which basically means you bring it up to a certain temperature and then you bring it down to a working temperature in order to use it. So it's really difficult to work with because you have to keep it at a specific temperature while you're painting or spraying or whatever it is that you decide you want to do while you're decorating it. So it's not like paint where you pick up paint on a paintbrush and you can paint freely. It's got a very watery texture. And the minute it leaves its larger source, it firms up. So if you put it on a brush, it will set hard. So anything that you do, you kind of have to do it very quickly. And you'll see it's kind of explains why when you see chocolate like
Mm-hmm.
this, which in the category it's called molded chocolates, that most people design them in very abstract manners because it's
That's
very,
like
very,
Jackson Pollock.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
difficult
modern.
a really specific likeness of
Yeah.
something with a product that firms up very, very quickly.
But you do. I've seen you do like polka dots and hearts and
Yeah, yeah, all very challenging.
yeah.
A long time ago, someone I worked with, her name is Jessie, if she was listening, her daughter turned 1 and she wanted ladybugs on her bonbons. And that was the most challenging thing that I've ever done. And probably redid it 4 or 5 times before we got it right. But, everything that we do is a really good learning experience. And
Yeah.
hi, Tanya. Tanya was there for that. Um, yeah, it's really challenging to do. And with my pastry background, I'm able to apply all my years of experience of working in kitchens and in restaurants, specifically making restaurant desserts to sort of come up with flavors and flavor combinations and create balance in the chocolate, which is really sort of difficult to do.
Yeah. Well, you do it so well. I mean, we did the bourbon chocolate chev this
Oh, yes.
February with our
That's
parents.
very.
Oh
Did
my
people
God.
like that in general?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was so popular and the flavors were just rowdy. Like, how are you, like I said, you just come up with these flavors. They're so unique. And we paired it with our Chamberson, which is a little bit earthy, so it went so well with that chev. Like, where do you
Yeah.
get all these ideas? Or you just kind of like whatever pops in your head and just make it work?
Yes. Both. Both.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it's from experience, and
Yeah.
I'm not exactly young, so I've had a lot of years eating and drinking in this life.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's pretty much how it comes up. But I
Yeah.
also do for you. I mean, for everybody who doesn't know, Penswoods in February does wine and chocolate pairings every weekend in the month of February. And they selected a bunch of their wines to pair with my chocolates. And it was really quite popular and went really
Mhm.
well, I think. And that's how we kind of got involved. Alexa from Penswoods contacted me, and I brought them tons and tons of samples, and
Oh my
we
God.
worked to find.
It was like the worst day at work ever,
I,
just trying them all.
well, eventually you get a stomach ache if you eat too much.
I know.
If
Between
you
that, like we do the
drink.
cheese pairing in January, we just gorge out on cheese, and then chocolate in February.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. So you guys are probably happy for the break when the spring.
Yeah. And my husband, I'll come home. He's like, "What'd you do today?" I was like, "Oh, we just drank wine and ate these chocolates." Like, is this work? Is this what you're doing? Like, yeah. Um, but Casey brought up that passion fruit, and we all gained 5 pounds. It's true. Um,
Well, yeah, I'm with you
but
in
we
that.
did it for you, the public. We did it for you.
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of taste testing, and incidentally, there's always failures in every
Mhm.
every batch that we make. So there's always extra that has to be consumed or thrown away.
Yeah.
Rarely does it get thrown away. So,
Casey brought up the passion fruit. You did a white chocolate with the passion fruit.
uh-huh.
And we actually paired that with our traminette, which I had here. And I was actually sampling it with this apricot one you gave us the
Oh,
other
is that
day.
that
It,
as well?
it's so good with that too. That you must use like fresh fruits or jams from somewhere. I don't know. They're so good.
Um, so any of them that have fruit filling is it's called in French. It's called pâte de fruits, and it's
Oh
basically
my
a
God.
fruit puree that's cooked with sugar and pectin.
Okay.
Uh, and you can cook it to varying temperatures, all the way from firm, where you can cut it. I'm sure you've seen the little candies that are fruit candies that are rolled in sugar.
Hmm.
They're firm. That's what that is. So we just cook it to a less than temperature, and then it's pipeable.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
And I slit this one in half so you can kind of see like the little
Yeah.
layers with the
So
fruit.
that's pâte de fruits.
Hmm.
Um, and It's in a milk chocolate shell. We use a 40% milk chocolate whenever we make shells for our milk chocolate, which is a lot less sweeter
Mm-hmm.
than regular milk chocolate. And the
Isn't it
fifth
usually like 50-50? Or I don't know.
for
For
milk
milk chocolate, like half and half, or I guess it can be
milk,
different.
milk chocolate, that number is sort of associated with the amount of sugar and milk
Okay.
product put in
Okay.
it when it's milk product or when it's milk chocolate. Dark chocolate will have a higher percentage rate in accordance with how deep or dark the flavor is and less amount of sugar. So if you have our dark chocolate shells are 65%, but anything higher than that will be really dark.
Okay.
Really, yeah.
But these, like you said, these flavors are beautiful. That passion fruit with the traminette is like a firecracker in your mouth.
Yeah.
It was an
But
explosion of flavor. There's a ton of tropical fruit in this wine, so it was just, oh my God, it was
yeah,
outrageous.
the shell on that is actually a special new product. We use mostly Valrhona chocolate. I don't know if you've heard of Valrhona chocolate, but it's pretty much top of the line chocolate that you can access. So we buy all of our chocolate and we remake it into something else and we temper it. So it's the same process as the cocoa butter. We heat it to a certain temperature, we throw it on the marble table and work it and bring the temperature down. And then we pour it into polycarbonate molds and it sets up firm. And then we fill those shells. That sits overnight, and then we cap them so we can unmold them. But that passion fruit chocolate is a new line from this company called Valrhona, and they have multiple flavors. And it's basically just fruit puree or concentrated passion fruit and cocoa butter, and obviously some sugar. It's vegan. It's a vegan product, which I didn't even realize, but that's what that shell was made of. It wasn't a white chocolate shell. It had white chocolate on the inside with passion fruit puree, but
Yeah,
the shell itself was passion fruit chocolate, which is pretty special.
that is interesting.
Yeah.
So do you do like, I guess now that you have this product, do you do any full on like vegan chocolate or anything like that?
I really haven't.
Okay.
I am very particular about the chocolate that we use. Working in pastry for so many years,
Hmm.
the kitchens that I've worked in, we've all used Valrhona chocolate, and I'm very partial to it. And
Hmm.
they don't make a vegan line of chocolate, with exception to those fruit flavors. I do have a wedding coming up that's been delayed, but it'll happen eventually, where I'm going to have an opportunity to work on making some vegan options. So it'll be good for me to expand my horizons a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit stuck in my ways, but it'll be good for me to sort of test some new things and try some vegan stuff, or dairy free anyway.
that's awesome. So you do, I know you do the bonbons, and then for our Mother's Day thing, we're also doing little caramels.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So same concept. It's still made in that same type of mold. It's just a different shape.
Okay.
Uh, and it's just a dark chocolate shell with caramel on the inside, which
Mm.
is delicious.
And do you do anything else? You make like any bars or what kind
We
of else?
make we make all kinds of things. We could make hundreds of things. It's in this world, the thing that limits you is packaging is so expensive. Um, but we make a candy bar called the Philly Bar. I think Alexa had the Philly Bar and loved it.
She didn't share that.
Well,
Alexa, if you're watching.
sorry, Alexa. But those next time I come out, I'll bring you
All right. Well,
that
don't give it to Alexa.
one. She'll be responding. She's had a lot of them, I think. Oh yeah, Kate had that one.
Oh, look, she didn't even
I
share it with Tommy either.
But we make lots of different things. Most of them are filled, so just the same process. It'll have a shell, a
Yeah.
filling, and then we seal it. Yeah.
And last I heard, I know everything's crazy and off track with the
Hi, Gab.
COVID and all that stuff.
Yeah.
you're working on getting a storefront eventually, or like a little place in Philly?
We're not sure
Okay.
what we want to do. We moved. We're in an
Mhm.
amazing new building in Kensington in Philadelphia. It's called Macon Studios,
Mhm.
and basically it's got two large buildings that house artists of all different mediums. So I'm excited to be in a really creative environment and with a lot of really friendly folks that we can work with each other to sort of learn and grow with one another. As far
Yeah.
as a storefront, I don't know. You
Yeah.
know, I'm not quite interested in getting involved with having to be open 6 or 7 days a week and hiring people. And to do this for a living, you have to really be a control freak. And um,
Yeah.
the more hands involved, the more I spin.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This is
Well,
good.
this is good. I mean, you can order them online. I know you do so
Yeah.
many custom things, a lot of parties. Like you said, you're doing the wedding.
Yeah, we do a handful of weddings every year. Hi. And we have a couple of wholesale accounts. So you can buy the candy around town.
Mhm.
There's a couple of different people that carry it. You can get it at the Reading Terminal, at the PA General Store. Cake Life Bakery carries our chocolate. Frosted Fox Bakery carries our chocolate. We work with our friend Zoe at Whip Bake Shop occasionally.
Mm.
We participate in the Westchester Growers Market, usually for the holidays. So we don't do anything with real consistency, and
Mhm.
that I can mention that you can find us at, but at least it's accessible
Yeah.
through some people around town. We hope now that we're in our new space, since the building is open, we can open up to the public, that we can have visitors and
Oh,
maybe have
cool.
things. And if I had invited Alexa, and if you guys want to come out and we can drink wine and dip everything we can find in chocolate and, do things like that in the future.
Absolutely. That sounds amazing. Well,
Yeah.
we're super excited to be featuring you guys as one of our local partners for our Mother's Day package. So just so everyone knows, these beautiful bonbons that Lisa makes, get your orders in before Wednesday. They're a beautiful addition to our Mother's Day. Like we got some local flowers, we got, of course, our beautiful wine, and it's just kind of a nice little thing to do for the mamas, but also, um, you know, frontline workers, teachers, those 2020 grads that I'm sorry they
Yeah.
can't. I'm sorry, Casey. I know you're watching. Um, kind of a sore subject, but you can still celebrate people with a nice little something. So we're super excited to be doing this with you. Um,
I'm equally as excited. Um, I, I think I was thinking actually earlier today that when this is all over and we can all be social again, that I wanted to ask all my friends to come and drink wine, sit outside. When we dropped off the other day, it's so beautiful right now at the vineyard.
and yeah, we're open, every day for pickup, and we have people call us almost every day, and they're like, "Can we just sit here for a little bit?" I'm like,
Yeah, it's
"In
so
your
peaceful.
car." Sorry.
Like everything is so immaculate and beautiful, and there's so much care that goes into that. It's really Kelly. You want to go have a drink there? Okay.
I'll be
Uh,
there. Have, we'll save you a spot.
okay.
Um, But like I said before, these flavors are just so good. The white chocolates you do really do well with a lot of our white wine. The milk chocolates are so versatile. You did one, it was a milk chocolate with a strawberry filling.
Mm-hmm.
We paired it with our Pinot Noir, and the Pinot Noir has a lot of that bright red fruit, some cherry, strawberry notes, and that just paired really, really beautifully together. So if you're thinking about kind of what wines and what chocolate I can do, like that was just perfect.
Yeah, one of the regrets I had about the chocolate and wine pairing events in February was that it's a really busy month and I wasn't able to actually come and take advantage and drink all these things myself. I'm going to have to
Yeah.
figure that out next year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we'll probably should send you home with some. next time. It's just a crazy time of year.
It is. It is.
Let's see what else. Some dark chocolate. If people are wondering, I really like dark chocolate. Of course, it's really good with like a late harvest zin or a port. We do a lot with our Lacrima Dolce, which is our dessert wine, but I really love your dark chocolates that I've had with our Merlot. Merlot is just like such a silky, sexy, seductive wine. And the tannins don't really combat with kind of the bitter, darker chocolate. So, and especially yours, they're so smooth. It just like melts in your mouth. I don't know how you do that, but like these bonbons, like literally like slow roll melt, and they're beautiful flavors.
Well, what I thought was really interesting when you chose the flavors that you chose for the
Mhm.
pairing,
Yeah.
I always thought that acid and wine
Hmm.
didn't necessarily go well together. So I was really shocked that
Yeah.
you chose passion fruit. I mean, one of the most acidic, flavorful fruits.
Yeah. I think when we're pairing, we think about sometimes wine and chocolate in general, they can fight each other because a lot of darker chocolate has that tannin in there. The red has the tannin. And like you said, some of the acid plus acid, you're just like, it's a little bit battling it out on your palate.
Yeah,
But we also think about like the Traminette does have a beautiful acidity, but it does have like this
I
soft
can't.
residual sweetness to it and a ton of fruit flavors. And the white chocolate is so rich. Like that's like more creamy.
So
Like,
it just rounds it out.
yeah, so they balance out each other where the creaminess of the white chocolate really tamed down a lot of the acid flavors. That residual sugar that's in the Traminette kind of did the same as well. And then it allowed the fruits just to like, with the lychee and the pear in here and the passion fruit, they just kind of did like a little tango together. And it
Yeah.
was so, so pretty. So it's kind of thinking about like other elements of flavor, like when you put in like nuts or fruits or things like that, it's not just about the chocolate anymore. It's kind of what else is being thrown in the mix too.
Yeah.
Plus,
Someone asked what was the most out of the box flavor that we have ever made. Brian, can
oh
you?
yeah,
I can't think of anything that's out of the box. I mean, I really love black licorice, so
okay.
that's always, everybody would hate that. I'm sure of that. So I know not to make that.
Hmm.
I don't know. We have over 40 flavors in our menu, um, which I've learned is it's way out of control. When you give people too many choices, they just lose their minds. But I think I'm going to be working on an out of the box flavor,
Yeah,
and
yeah, let's
that
get weird.
that would be I would be putting that in that category. I'm going to try to make a French toast bonbon,
Mm.
French toast, and a root beer float.
So root beer
Yeah,
float would be amazing.
I think so too.
I
Yeah,
think people are like more curious. They kind of want to push the boundaries with flavor, and that's kind of what we do with our pairings each year. We want to take it just to the edge where it's like, whoa, like, it's not like off putting, but it is dangerous. It is like more exciting. And is this going to work? Is this not going to work? We did one year, we did a dark chocolate dipped candied pecan
uh-huh.
topped with blue cheese.
Oh,
Just some funky local blue cheese. And it was so good.
I
A
it's
lot, a lot of people saw it and were like, I don't know. But then you put it in your mouth and you're like, oh my God,
yeah.
this is so different.
I shouldn't let out all my secrets. Not like any of you are going to be buying this stuff, but there's a lot of new and modern dehydrated food products. Oh, carrot cake. Carrot cake is on my list of things to make as well. But there's a lot of dehydrated fruit powders and cheese powders and different. Would love a ranch flavored one. I don't know.
Uh,
I don't think you can do it. Um,
that's
But I did. I was
a
just
little
thinking
much.
tonight. I saw a blue cheese powder.
Hmm.
So a blue cheese and fig might be amazing with,
Yes.
yeah. So
I would
maybe,
love that. I'd be all over that all day.
huh?
Yeah.
We'll work on that over the summer. I mean,
Amazing.
soon after Mother's Day, I will have nothing to do until next fall because everybody wants to eat ice cream in the summer months and not eat chocolate.
Yeah. Maybe you can make those like Neapolitan flavors and stuff that remind you
Yeah.
of ice.
Wait, what did Alexa say? Oh, she's
Um,
already got wine
yeah.
select.
Shamroston and blue cheese. Holy crap, yes. See? Fig and blue cheese. Done.
Oh, we'll put that on the list.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you wanted to add? I know, you do so much creatively and we certainly appreciate your flavors and what you're doing. It's just so interesting and just so beautiful.
I don't know. No, I mean, I it's hard to sort of get people to understand what's involved in the
Mhm.
process without getting too boring. And it's really tedious and laborious. So when people appreciate it, it really makes you very happy. It makes you very. There are wine pairings, Cami, in February.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I did a post today with your chocolates, and on one of them, it was actually I had the Merlot, which is here, the Traminette, and our Lacrima Dolce, which is our dessert wine, and
uh-huh.
we use that one every year on our wine and chocolate pairing, just kind of mix it up
Yeah.
because that port style does so beautifully with a dark chocolate. And actually, when we did that dark dipped pecan blueberry or blue cheese thing, we paired it with the port with the
Oh,
lacquer,
yeah.
and
There are certain
it was
things that
so pretty.
natural friends in the food world.
Yeah.
And port and blue cheese and figs are,
Yes.
yeah.
My head is exploding. You're a true artist.
Oh gosh. Well, I get a lot of joy from it. If I could give chocolate away for free, I would be so happy to just make people happy giving them candy.
Well, you can definitely taste it. I can taste the joy in your chocolate. And just wrapping up, I want to remind everyone we are featuring Lisa and her good chocolate on our website right now. You can add it to any of your wine orders. We're doing it for pickup and delivery, not shipping. But we have a pretty big radius that we're slinging wine and chocolate to, and some flowers from Studio Flora, all hand cut and local. So just beautiful way to show some appreciation and support some local businesses while you're at it. Again, thank you so much, Lisa,
Thank
for
you.
doing this tonight.
Thank you. You guys are always a pleasure to talk to and be around. I appreciate you so much.
Awesome, thank you. Well, good night, everyone. If you have any other questions, just feel free to direct message. Make sure you go follow Lisa on Good and get an eye full of all that beautiful
I
candy.
have a link on my homepage too that'll direct you to Penswoods for the Mother's Day gift as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, good night, Lisa. We'll talk soon.
Bye, Rachel. Bye.